Hey, my fellow YouTubers! It's the Jubilee Tuber, and tonight we're diving back in to Slay the Princess. Get your snacks, turn down the lights, get cozy, and let's get into this nightmare together. Speaking of nightmare, I want to talk about the last chapter that I played, which was called Nightmare.
I was going to find you.
What is that?
Hello, what you doing?
I have a few theories that I want to talk to you guys about before I even jump in. Based on what I saw in the last chapter, Nightmare, I think that my character has multiple personalities. The voices are talking with each other and to me as though we're all sharing one body. I'll show some examples of that.
What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want to still have a way out, clutched in our hands?
The voice of the hero and the voice of the paranoid seem like two sides of the same person. And, interestingly enough, the narrator, I think, is actually the presence that is more dominant in my character. The narrator is more aware than even my other personalities, if this theory is true. It's like someone with multiple personalities may have one real identity, and then the other ones may not even know about each other. What's happening? Oh! My gosh. But back to my theory. I was not expecting that to just happen right now. Now that we're getting into the next chapter called The Wraith, I'm gonna watch closely for the details and who's talking to see if my theory is correct. But what do you guys think? Do you think the narrator and the paranoid voice and the hero voice are all one character with just multiple personalities? Oh, and it's nice. Back to the Courage the Cowardly Doghouse. Yeah, guys, let me know, and let's continue from where we left off.
Shit. This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills us, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yes, so it does.
Oh, new voice of the cold. So I think this is another personality, and I think this personality came about based off what we experienced in the last world. Speaking of the last world, what if it's all one world, but it's just, this is all in our mind. This is how our mind interprets the real world. So this is a reflection of the real world, and my character is just dealing with like different types of trauma, and based off each trauma they experience, they develop a new personality. That is my theory.
No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be.
All right, let's get out of here.
What if we do what she asked us to last time? What if we just let her leave?
Who is the princess, though? Is the princess also me?
Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Great. So you probably already know all about her and all about the threat she poses to the world.
I still don't trust the narrator, even if the narrator is one of my personalities.
Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it, yourself included.
I don't know about that.
Oh, threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of dying? We've already done it twice. All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again.
The woods didn't look like this the first or the second time. It's definitely gotten a lot creepier. Look at all these spider webs. Oh my gosh, what if she's like a giant spider? No, well, I don't think so, because it's called the Wraith, so I think she's just gonna be another ghost. Because she looked like a paralysis demon the first chapter. Then she looked like a ghost with a mask, kind of, in the last one.
This place feels a bit different, though. though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end.
If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading. I would think it's the other way around. I would think that if every time I come here there's some new development, something's different, that she is spreading her influence. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Her influence. Influence was a key word because I think this is all mental. I don't think this is a real physical place. This is happening, I don't know, inside our brain, or it could even be like a spiritual thing. I don't know. Let's explore these options. Are you the same narrator we met on the other loops? You were quick to accept that we've been here before. We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through this loop forever, eventually we're going to let her out. We might as well do it now. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? That's another option. Proceed to the cabin. There's something else we haven't tried. Turn around and leave. Let's see, which one of these speaks out more to what I would do? I'm curious about the narrator, if he's the same guy that we've been talking to. He's just pretending he doesn't know.
Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, it's not very good. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate.
This makes me think of when someone has multiple personalities. You know how when someone enters like one of those switches where one personality becomes more dominant, usually the other personality has no idea what's going on.
So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
Alright, well, I believe that I'm talking to me, myself, and I. And this is possibly happening all in my brain. I don't know who the princess is to me. Maybe she's a person in my real life, and I've developed like a trauma around her. Either way, I want to figure out what other options we have. So what happens if we don't go to the cabin?
Then she finds a way out on her own. So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's got to be better, right? No, it's strictly worse. And why is that?
Oh my gosh, so many voices talking right now.
Because it's cowardly, for starters, and because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong.
I'm actually curious about leaving. We've already tried to be reasonable with her, and so she killed us. Then we tried to actually do our job and kill her, and we still came back here to another version of of whatever this is. So what if we do something different? What if we just leave this time? What happens then? Yeah, I like this right now. We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through this loop forever, eventually we're going to let her out. We might as well do it now.
You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't, and you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating. Everyone is manipulating us, but we're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them. On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him.
I really want to turn around and leave right now. I feel like I've been through this twice. She's gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill her. Last time, she said that she could be worse for me.
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
Oh, please don't.
Can she?
Please no. I don't want to experience that.
I'm begging you, don't do this. You're going to damn everything to oblivion. You have to do something. You can't just walk away.
Oh, I'm walking away.
Yet here we are, walking away despite your protestations. There's got to be a crack in this world somewhere. If he's looking in at us, there has to be a way out. Ugh, fine. You walk down the path away from the cabin. For all our sakes that you change your mind before it's too late.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
Oh my gosh, we're walking away from the narrator.
What's going on? Where are we?
Oh my gosh. What is this?
I don't know, but it feels like home.
You mean you're cold? Are we dying right now?
It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
We finally cracked. What, you mean we went crazy? Oh my gosh, the world around you is unwound. It's physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Oh my god! Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills again. Oh my gosh. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Of my soul. This is internal. All of this isn't nothing. There are no worlds. There are no worlds. There's no parallel universes. There's only multiple personalities. I'm convinced of this. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. What the hell do you mean by that? Something trying to possess me right now? No. This vessel is full of... I need something empty I don't want nothing to crawl inside of me. Wake up. Oh my... Return to your destined path or face the
You're on a
consequences.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Guys. What? I should have saved my game. What happened? It's a chapter 1 again. Can I look at the chapters? Auto, skip. What? This was my last save. I'm scared. I'm gonna save right here. I don't know what's going on.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Did I die? Oh wait, I freaked out. I thought that this was like something else talking to me. Well, why is it telling me to skip? Did I restart the whole game? My game started over. I got a bunch of trophies, so I'm not sure if that means I beat the game, but like, that means I lost, I just died. Is there no conclusion? I think I said this last time, killing a princess seems kind of bad. Can't someone else do this? I ask that as well. I kind of feel like, I feel like turning around and leaving. Again.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Okay, fine, you're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Lie. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin, I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn. Be on our own. Gonna go walk in the opposite direction now. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. I feel like I have no memory of what happened, so realistically I would restart everything. Like the hero would restart everything, the paranoid voice would restart everything, the voice of the cold would restart everything. But me, the player, I'm the only one that's aware of what the heck just happened, and I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to lie. I kind of don't even want to talk to the narrator. I feel like the narrator might have done something. I don't know. I'm gonna go.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
At this point, I just want to
Strange.
escape.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Oh no. No, I'm turning around again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
There are no worlds, narrator. It's only me, myself, and I, and these other personalities. And whoever that princess is probably someone I know in my real life, and my brain can't... I don't know, I have some sort of trauma. Alright, I don't care. I'm not killing a princess. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Quietly continue down the path. I don't even want to argue. I kind of feel like I want to get out of here quietly. Find a crack outside of this loop of insanity.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh my gosh. There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go to the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find my way out of this place. Or a way. Alright, let's do this one.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Y'all, the music just stopped. I'm scared to click.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
You hear the music?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Oh no.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Oh my gosh, I found a village. Wait, is there a princess inside every village? I mean, every cabin? Does she got multiple personalities too? I don't think so, because she was always a ghostly, cold. I'm just gonna keep going.
In every direction,
Oh no.
there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins, desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Okay, I think this is the narrator doing all this. The narrator's trying to scare me into going into one of the cabins. The narrator's also in my brain. The narrator's also one of the personalities, and it's trying to override my decision.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I don't care about irritating you. I care about finding a new way out. I've killed her, I've been killed, I want to find a way out.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, snap. The Stranger, Chapter 2? Guys!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Guys, did the whole game actually restart? Or is it playing with me? Because when I go to this section here of my history, I can still scroll up and see my conversation with the narrator, with the hero, with the voice of the cold, with the voice of the paranoid. So it makes me think like this is still all just one game, even though it's making me think that the game started over. Because wouldn't it just reset everything and take me back to the main menu?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Okay, no. You aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. But I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time. You can't force me to go to the cabin. Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. Silently proceed to the cabin. Guys, okay, remember how the narrator acts like in every life In every universe we crack into in our own brains, it's a new narrator, and the narrator's unaware of what happened in the last chapter. This makes me think the narrator was lying. Because if the narrator of the last chapter, which was just chapter 1, called The Stranger, right? That was what it was called? Or is this called The Stranger? My brain is getting cooked. The narrator knows what we did in the last chapter. That's why there's a wall. There's a wall around. Look at that wall back there. Or are those trees? I'm gonna say this. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
No. I think the narrator put those walls up because the narrator knows what happened.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh no, voice of the hero. He knows. He's just playing us.
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
So there's a new voice now.
Everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay that princess. Yeah, I get it, I'm going to the cabin. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna lie to the narrator, even though the narrator I think would know, because it's all in my head, in my theory, which I strongly believe. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin. I'm really not, though.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right?
Of course
Please
you can.
take this seriously. I am begging you.
No. Of course you could tell when I'm lying. You're in my head.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Stuck going in there. Maybe we
contrarian.
should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Contrarian, so he likes to be on the contrary all the time.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Alright, I'm forced to go. Oh my gosh.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
I like the paranoid more than the contrarian.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Alright, explore. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror. Take the blade. Enter the basement. I do remember that we saw the mirror last time and our hand looked really weird. I also remember that we took the blade. I feel like I always want to take the blade, but the door is closed. I actually don't feel scared of the princess right now. I feel more scared of just everything in general because this is all in our head, I think. I'm gonna take the blade though.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it?
This is what I'm talking about, we. How are we supposed to hold it? This is telling me that they're all in one body. We're all holding the blade. But the contrarian thinks we're holding it wrong. Of course he would. The hero thinks we're holding it fine.
The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Keep your grip as it is. Hold the blade the other way. I mean, I held this blade the same way last time and I was able to kill her just fine. I don't think I need to change it. If I'm comfortable this way and it worked last time, why change it?
Great. You keep your grip the way it is. Your task awaits.
Explore. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror. Throw the blade out of the window. I'm just gonna go ahead and approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Still looking really crusty, but same thing happened. It's just a wall now.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I could just throw the blade out of the window. That's kind of crazy. That's so weird. But no, I'm gonna keep it. They're forcing me to face her. I'm gonna stay with the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
I would not be going down these stairs, I'm gonna tell you that.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Ew, I feel like my brain could almost imagine what that smells like.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
You always talking about doing her a favor.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Ooh.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Oh, brother, okay. Take the harsh stairs to the left. Take the center. Oh, I remember they made us do this in the, in chapter 2 with the nightmare. I had a path, and I could go either left or right. I guess I'll stick to the center this time.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
Alright, guys, I'm cutting it off here, not because I want to, but because this episode was getting a little long. And honestly, this feels like the perfect place to leave things hanging. I'm going down the stairs, about to see whatever nightmare is in that crazy basement. And you'll see next time, whatever happens, it's a little bit crazy. But I thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please don't forget, like and subscribe. That helps my channel a lot. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.